And see, here's the thing, bro. You got to know that everybody you meet don't mean you well. Everybody you meet don't have your best interests at hand. That's the first thing you got to know. So when warning come before destruction, when these red signs are displayed, it's very important for you to take heed before you proceed. Because if you ignore the red signs, you may just be 6 feet underneath our feet. This is how I go. This is how I've been going. You can call it infiltrated. Been infiltrated. See, the enemy know that you're aware of him, right? So you're gonna be infiltrated. We know you got your guards up against the enemy, so it's gotta be someone close to you, someone that you would never expect. Someone you would never expect to play Judas. So you gotta keep your circle airtight, and the weakest link is the connector. That is the connector. And matter of fact, you can't have no weak link in your circle. The minute you find out you got a weak link in the circle, you gotta get rid of that motherfucker. You gotta cut it off, because that's gonna be the entry point. The weak link, man, the weak link gonna become the infiltrator. Think about American Gangster. They was doing good. They was doing real good. Frank Lucas, he was doing all right. Started really fucking up. They really had him. They had him. They had cases on them, but they really had him when his brother. It was his brother. His brother was on that shit. What'd he do? Shoot that girl. The police were right out there watching his ass, and they were gonna lock his ass up, put his ass under the. They infiltrated the circle. He was the weakest link. But see, Frank Lucas, the signs had been shown that he was the weakest link. But he ignored him because as his brother, you know how we do. Nah, man, this fam, this my friend, this girl, this mama, this dad, this whoever they is, we ignore the red flags because of who they are, their position. And Frank Lucas did the same thing. He ignored the red flags. And that weak link was the connector. And that's what started everything. They had him right by the balls because of his brother, his weak ass brother. So I don't give a damn who the weakest link is. You cannot have a weak link in the chain, because that's an entry. That becomes an entry. That becomes a liability. Now I'm gonna let you hinder everything I done built. I'm gonna let you destroy everything that I'm working for 5 generations from now, all because of this one person, so-called fam. Even if we are family, nah, nigga, because in war, some people gotta die. It's just a war for a greater cause. But see, if you ignore the red signs, then you leading yourself for destruction. Now, Frank Lucas ignored the red signs, and what happened? Infrastructure. I'll give you another example of infrastructure. Malcolm X was infrastructure. That bodyguard, the feds sent that bodyguard, got close to him. I don't know if Malcolm X, because I don't know enough about it to know if he knew that was he was being infrastructure. That was imposter. I don't know if he knew. But what I'm trying to get you to see is the enemy game, the pattern. That's what they do. They send somebody that look like you. Yeah, I know that you don't like me, and I know that you know that I'm the enemy. But I'm gonna send somebody that look like you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important for us to know and test every character that's among your circle, because the weakest link may be your downfall. Fred Hampton, another one, a revolutionary. And if you don't know about Fred Hampton, look him up. Look up Fred Hampton. Just Put in a search engine in YouTube, Fred Hampton documentary, and just watch everything that they got on. A great revolutionary, young, leading troops. You hear what leading troops? I'm talking about leading them. I'm talking about they out early in the morning, like military, how the military is, left, right, left. Nigga, this young man at the age of 24 had an army of men out just like that. They was all under his command, just like that. This was a powerful man. But guess what about his circle? And this was the Black Panthers. Now this before the Black Panthers. Or was this the Black? No, this was the Black Panthers. He was the chairman, Fred Hampton, the chairman. But guess what? Infrastructure, infiltrated, imposed on. The night they got Fred Hampton, that day, they got him the night before. He was drugged by the infiltrator. The infiltrator was his closest in the circle. Without the infiltrator, they would never be able to kill Fred Hampton. But because they got the infiltrator, that weak link, they was able to get the floor plan, get the most exclusive details about everything about the operation. And that's how they got him. That's how they kept him. That's how he woke up to a bullet, to the police yelling. You know what I'm saying? That's how he was infiltrated through his own. So what I'm saying is I can go on and on and on and on and on with the patterns, but I'm pretty sure you get it. You can't ignore the red signs. You can't ignore the red flags. You can't ignore the red flags, bro. And I don't give a damn who they are. I don't care who they are. I don't give a damn if you came out the same womb at the same time. I don't care. We all work for somebody. We all got an agenda. We all got a role to play. Jesus was Judas. Judas had a role to play. We all got a role to play. It's just a role, a script, casting call casting, whatever you want, a movie. But the best thing you can do for you and your camp, in your generations, is to always search for clarity. And when I say pray, I'm talking about a state of meditation. Just you in the inner man, you in your mind, and just clarity. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to ignore the red signs. Warning always come before destruction. You better pay attention.